Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the middleweight bout between Abu Azaitar, not Otman Azaitar, but Abu Azaitar versus Marc-Andre Barriault or Barriault. I'm calling him Barriault, but yeah. Abu Azaitar versus Andre Barriault at middleweight. Not what is we fight lightweight but yeah. Abu, not Abu, not. Yeah, I'm forgetting both of the names, but not Ottoman, but yeah. A whole minute of that, but I see this one is Barriault. I don't know. His UFC stand has not been impressive, to say the least. His only win in the UFC against Oscar Piechota was overturned due to PEDs, testing positive for PEDs, and in that fight against a guy who pretty much got wrecked by everybody in the UFC. And they both went on the cutting board, went on 2-fight losing streaks or 3-fight losing streaks or whatnot. He looked like the better fighter. He looked good, but he didn't look great, especially on PEDs. To be test positive for PEDs and have a performance like that, maybe without the PEDs or without testing positive or being caught for it, was a decent enough performance. But it was definitely not a performance that had anyone in the division like that really were worth anything, even worried or even thinking about that performance. It was a decent performance, but not super impressive at all. But it was just a performance that, kept him around in the UFC. That's about it. And the fact that he tested positive now, or was found to be test positive, just really make the performance actually look very bad at this point. Now he's going against Abu Azaitar. I think his biggest advantage against Abu Azaitar is one that Abu Azaitar has not been the most active. That's an advantage for him. At least Barriault has been fighting. Yes, he's been losing, but he's been active, and Abu has not. Nothing about advantage for Barriault is I would say he is the more well-rounded fighter. He's definitely the more well-rounded fighter. He will mix it up. Whereas with Abu, he's just a striker, really, for the most part. He wants to sprawl and bang. He wants to bang. He's a world-class champion of striking, and he's going to want to strike. And yes, he's definitely the better striker in this one. But Barriault's the more well-rounded fighter. But I said all this to say all that, but so a guy who couldn't get a win in the UFC had to take PEDs just to beat a guy who was about to get cut just like him. And then put on the most amazing performance taking PEDs. Yes, he can mix it up, but we look at most of his fights in the UFC, it's definitely his losses. He's been beat in every aspect. He's been outstruck, he's been out-wrestled, been out-grappled. So, yes, you're the more well-rounded fighter, but who have you really been able to out-grapple? Well, you out-grappled Piechota some bit. More so, you outstruck him and was piecing him up, stuffing his takedowns, getting your own takedowns. But he haven't really went out there and put on an amazing takedown performance. Then Abu Azaitar has some phenomenal takedown defense, and he's training with the right team, training with AKA, and training with some top-level grapplers, top-level wrestlers, and world-class fighters, so he's in the right camp. I don't think he should have any issues with defending Barriault's takedowns. He's just a cleaner striker. And I feel like with Barriault, his whole style, he's a pace fighter. He's a fighter that needs a pace, he needs a certain rhythm, and any little issue to that rhythm or anything that does not go his way, it throws him off. I mean, he's not like an easy fight for anyone at all. He definitely could be a challenge for everybody. He's definitely world-class. But what's really stopped him from, elevating and being consistent and really picking up wins in the UFC is that it's not like he's super stellar anywhere. He's not a super stellar striker. He's not a super stellar wrestler or grappler. He's a well-rounded fighter, and also being the fact there's a lot of guys that are just not really phenomenal anywhere, but they find ways to win. And it's like he don't find ways to win, and also his winning for him, or at least his style for him, is so much based off getting the pace and having success. And when he don't have success, or it's not like he's a guy that could find moments in the fight. He's not a good read and find good time in the fights and get a takedown or set up shots, or even when they're going bad, finding a rhythm and finding stuff. It's all about when it's forward traffic and it's him in the lead driver's seat, or that's when he's good. But when somebody's facing adversity, he's a guy that can't find his groove. He gotta wait till his opponent slows down and then he can turn up on him, or he's got to get it out to a start and start to find success and find a pattern. Then he can start. He finds paths to go to in the fight. He starts saying, the kick is landing relative body, or that guy's over for a hook or something. Then he starts getting his pace on it. But the moment that something's not landing or not finding the success that he wants with stuff, it is like he struggles in the fights. And we saw it against Park. That was definitely a big fight. And then when Park kind of slowed down, then he started to get off. But he's a guy that when he's not getting off or consistently getting off, he kind of just shuts down in a way. Well-rounded fighter, but not stellar in the area. And now he's going against a guy who's stellar in striking with takedown ability. Takedown defense, and working on that takedown defense. And really, that's the only thing he has to worry about in this fight. I feel like he could shut down the takedowns of Barriault and just outstrike him and just pick apart on the feet. I don't think he stops or anything. And I do think Barriault holds a good account for him. So, but I think Abu Azaitar just leads his dance and puts on a solid striking performance against Barriault. Will it be like something to write home about? Probably not, but it's probably a clinical striking matchup where Abu Azaitar just puts on a technical, clean performance and beats Barriault to a decision. So in this one, I have Abu Azaitar via decision.